What is Linux? Linux is a family of open-source Unix-like operating systems based on the Linux kernel, an operating system kernel originally written by Linus Torvalds and released on September 17, 1991. Linux is Unix-like because it shares many of the same underlying design principles as Unix, such as a modular kernel, a hierarchical file system, and a command line interface. However, Linux is not a direct derivative of Unix and has its own unique features and development history. Linux is a freely distributable, open-source operating system. This means that the source code for the kernel and many of the most popular Linux distributions is freely available for anyone to download and modify. This has led to a large and active community of Linux developers who are constantly improving the software. Linux is used in a wide variety of devices, including personal computers, servers, supercomputers, smartphones, and tablets. It is a popular choice for servers because it is reliable, scalable, and secure. Linux is also used in many embedded systems, such as routers, network appliances, and industrial control systems. The Linux operating system has several advantages over proprietary operating systems. It is free to use and modify, which can save businesses and organizations a lot of money. It is also very reliable and secure, and it is constantly being improved by a large and active community of developers. Linux is a powerful and versatile operating system that can be used for a wide variety of purposes. It is a popular choice for businesses and organizations that need a reliable, secure, and scalable operating system. It is also a popular choice for developers who want a free and open-source operating system to use on their computers. Linux is also home to many hundreds of different flavors, known as distributions. These distros come in all sorts of different types. Some are designed to be easy to use and work well on older hardware, others are designed to give you a completely minimalist environment to which you can build up off of, and others are designed to do hacking, or be extremely private online, so there is no single best distro. What you think is best depends on your needs, wants, and preferences. Linux is the base for other popular operating systems, including Android, Chrome OS, etc., so if you use an Android phone, tablet, or a Chrome OS device, you are effectively using Linux, and most people probably aren't even aware of that. While Linux has a number of positive points, there also comes some major drawbacks when using it. The biggest and by far the most annoying for most users is the lack of business standard software support on Linux. While free alternatives to paid for proprietary software do exist, not all of it can accomplish the same tasks as the paid for proprietary software. Running Windows software on Linux is not optimal, because using compatibility layers introduces significant issues such as latency, especially if the software relies on core processing power, so using Wine is not always a solution. Instead, it is better to find a free open source alternative that can basically do all of the same things the proprietary software can do, though this is not always doable. Another drawback is that hardware developers, most notably NVIDIA, do not make open source drivers for Linux, which can make getting some particular hardware working correctly a real hassle and a nightmare, though most of the time, the Linux kernel can handle the hardware for you, and take care of installing the necessary drivers, and if the drivers are written for Linux, the kernel would most likely already have it, so hardware support and drivers can be a problem on Linux. With the increasing trend of people switching to Linux, it is important to educate them on what's involved, what Linux is, how it works, etc., and these people who want to switch to Linux need to see more videos like this, because not only is it the job of the Linux community, it is also my job as a content creator to help you understand about free open source software, and how it can be better than proprietary software, although not everyone is comfortable ditching Windows or Mac OS, simply because the majority of games and software is not available on Linux, and if a free equivalent or solution exists, it can't always compare to the big-name proprietary software, though the improvements to both Linux and a plethora of FOSS software has made it quite capable and feasible to use throughout the last few years, and anyone who wants to switch to Linux should really check out my Linux Migration Guide series. This is the perfect guide for those of you who want to switch from Windows or Mac OS over to Linux. It helps you understand what's necessary, what's involved, why you should switch to Linux, and the advantages and disadvantages that go along with that, as well as tips and tricks on replacing proprietary software with free open source software. Alright, that's it for this video, folks. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next video. Bye for now.